let me start. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the recording is started, so Hefe.
Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's speaking session, which is organized by WINS. WINS, which represents Women in Science Club at UMass Boston. And my name is Hafei. I am currently a computer science major, the PhD student at UMass Boston as well. So today we have invited Dr. Zhi Cao. She's going to share her journey to becoming a scientist in a leading high-tech company. And just a little housekeeping before we get started, as Olga already mentioned before this, just now. So please be aware that this session is going to be recorded. So if you do not prefer not be present in the video, so you can just stop the video and or you can also mute yourself. And also, if you have any questions during Dr. Cao's presentation, you can just type those questions in the chat box. We will bring that up after the presentation. We'll also have some time for the questions at the end. Okay, so now it's my great pleasure to formally introduce Dr. Zhi Cao. Dr. Cao is currently a data and applied scientist and a software engineer at Microsoft. She received her PhD degree in computer science from UMass Boston, where she worked with Professor Honggang Zhang at Mobile and Pervasive Computing Lab. Her research focuses were edge computing and deep reinforcement learning. In the research, the problems she tackled are related to application placement and resource allocation in mobile edge computing. Well, some area that I'm not familiar with. Okay, so now let me turn the time over to Dr. Cao, please.
Thank you, Hefei. Thank you, Olga. So before I get started, may I ask you a question? So may I know your major and what year are you? So you could type your answers in the chat box. So it's just help me to know about my audience. And then also please allow me to share my screen. Let me. Here it is. Cool. We have PhD in computer science and a master in computer science. Thank you. And then, could you please let me know if you are able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see. No, I just see your name.
No.
Okay, thank you.
No, actually, we can see only your name. Yeah, if you.
No, you are not able to see my screen.
No.
Not
Just see
yet.
your name.
Yeah, can you try again sharing?
Sure. Let's see what happened. How about now?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, great. So now I'm assuming you're able to see my slides.
Yes, it says my journey. My journey from school to work. Yep.
Great, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Okay, Yeah, that's my topic for today's presentation, my journey from school to work. So today I will first introduce myself, and then I don't want to make this presentation sound like an autobiography. It is too boring, right? So what I'm going to do is that just telling you what I did when I was in the job market, what I think may be a good resources for you, and what I think may be important during job hunting. So I will talk about it with the following topics: how to know a job is right for you, how to find job openings, how to write resume, and how to make connections, and some tips for your interviews. So thanks to Hefei's introduction, I believe you already know that I'm now a data scientist at Microsoft, and I received computer science PhD degree at UMass Boston. So other than that, I received my bachelor and master degree in mathematics at University of Science and Technology, Beijing in China. And also thanks for Olga and Hefei to collect questions from you before this talk. One question I received is that, had me ever thought of changing majors or quitting? So now I can answer that. I already did it before my PhD started. I love mathematics, but I wanted to apply my theoretical knowledge to solve some practical problems. So that's why I pursued my doctorate degrees in computer science, not mathematics. And I also did summer internship at Microsoft in 2020. And then I received my PhD degree. So other than that, outside of work, I love puppies, reading, watching movies, and building Lego sets. Sorry. So here is a timeline of my PhD life. In the first 3 years, I fully focused on the classes and the research. I believe it's just as what you did or what you are doing now. And I don't think I need to tell you how important it is to do a good job in your classes. You must be told 3,000 times by others. But trust me, for most of you, your life at UMass Boston would be the last time that you are able to fully focus to learn new knowledge and what you are interested in. After you graduate, you may be distracted by your job or your kids or your family. You will probably only spend time on the things which is useful for your work, but not others which you may be interested in and outside of your work. I was also asked, what was the most difficult part of my PhD? I have to say that sometimes it was painful to have new ideas for my research. If I didn't catch the flash of inspiration, it just flew away. And sometimes, even if I got the inspiration, I didn't know whether it worked or not until I validated it. But it's still fine. I can do brainstorming and propose some algorithms or solutions that solve some problems. The second data point I point out here is 2019 fall, when I started to apply for summer internship. I wanted to call out that do not give up the opportunities to do the internship before you graduate. The internship experience could help you to know whether you really like to work at some positions or in some company. Imagine that you are a computer science student and you like games and you wanted to have a job related to games, such as maybe the gaming designer or gaming software engineer. If you have the chance to do an internship as a gaming software engineer, then you will know whether you really like it or you just like playing games. Another reason I encourage you to apply for internship is that if you do a good job during your internship, then they will be more likely to give you a return offer. If this is your second year, then the return offer could be a return intern offer for next summer. If the upcoming semester is your last year, then the return offer could be even a full-time job offer. For me, I did my summer internship at Microsoft in 2020, and then accept the return offer as a full-time employee. So after I defended my thesis in January 2021. I started to work as a full-time at Microsoft in April 2021. So as I mentioned before, the first topic I want to discuss with you is how do you know the job is just right for you? So Catherine Whitehorn said, find out what you like doing best and get someone to pay you for doing it. So passion is the first important aspect for me. So at least the topic should interest you, right? Otherwise, you will feel boring if you do it daily. The second aspect is the learning. Can I learn something new in the job? And the third aspect is the expertise. How will my knowledge provide value for my work? So if a job has both passion and learning aspects, it means that a chance to lean into a topic I enjoy currently with something new that I can learn from it. If a job covers learning and if a job covers passion and expertise, which is the overlap of with number 2, that means we have a chance to go deeper into something I know very well and master it at a new level. If a job covers learning and expertise, which is the overlap with number 3, that means we have a chance to learn something new with something I already know very well. If a job covers all of these 3 aspects, that is perfect. That is the best job for you. So for me, I enjoy what I'm doing now. Playing with data is very fun. And I could have, so do you know how many Windows users in the world today? I believe for Windows 10, the number is 1.3 billion. And it may be updated now because Windows 11 has already been released. But I could have 1.3 billion customers to have a better product. So, excuse me. So what I'm doing now in my daily work is that with such tons of Windows customers, we have a lot of the feedback from them. So the feedback may mention some issues they had, and some of these issues are related to Windows products, but some are not. Some may be related to hardware or some other things. So what our team is going to do every day is that from these tons of feedback, we need to find what the issue is really related to Windows servicing release and detect the anomaly. And then we will contact our engineer team to see if this is a known issue. And then we could have, sorry. And then they will take actions to help our customers. So what I'm doing right now could help 1.3 billion customers to have a better product that is very impactful. And I could also learn new things during work. And at the same time, my team is very friendly and supportive. Now we are all virtually working. Whenever I have questions and reach out to them, they reply to me quickly and always are ready to jump into a call. And of course, I'm satisfied with my salary. So that's why I think my current job is the right job for me. Oh, sorry. In contrast, how to define a job not for us. So similarly, the first aspect is the routine. I might start doing the same thing every day. The second one is the isolation. Am I the only one who does this at work? And the third one is the first knowledge. Do I, excuse me. Do I regularly take the same answers over and over? So if a job covers both routine and isolation, that means I will feel bored and lonely with no variation and no people. And if a job covers with a routine and a fixed knowledge, that means I will be doing the same thing every day and I won't learn new things. And if a job covers association and fixed knowledge, that means I will have nothing new to share and no one to share with if I did. So if a job covers all of the above three aspects, that means, wow, that's too bad. This is just not for us. Don't choose that one. Okay, so after we know what is the right job for us, we may also want to know how to find and apply for the position. The first resource we could find is just the official company's career website. So the above screenshot is the Microsoft's career website, and the official website will always be the most reliable resources that you can trust and find the openings. However, for some people, they don't like to submit their applications with this official portal, because that assume we want to apply positions from different companies. That means we need to create different accounts and track our applications on different websites. So that's the reason why some people don't like that. If you also think that's not what you want, there are also some other options. The second one is the LinkedIn. So we may use it as more as a social media platform to connect people, but LinkedIn doesn't only allow you to connect with someone you already know, but it also allows you to connect someone you don't know, such as the recruiters and the other people from the industry or academia. That's not only help us to stay on top of what's happening in our field of work, but also opens up some opportunities. On LinkedIn, some companies allow you to apply for openings use just your profile. This is very convenient, right? Others may require you to finish other formalities on their website to complete the process. Also, we can keep track of all our applications and get instant notifications when an employer shows interest in our profile. And connecting with recruiters also opens up avenues. It gives them access to your profile and they can contact with you if they have relevant openings for you. And furthermore, you can set up job alerts on LinkedIn and receive regular updates for new openings based on our filters. So another option is the handshake. On the other hand, it works in a completely different manner. The platform directly connects the university students to prospective employees, giving out the social features. So as UMass Boston is a partner university, we can set up our profile using our official email ID. While setting up your profile, you will answer a few questions which will help the platform find suitable jobs for you. And to increase your chances of landing a job, Handshake also lists down nearby career fairs that you can attend. For example, it may remind you to attend UMass Boston Career Expo. It even hosts online workshops to help you in your search. A few employees also require you to apply for campus interviews via Handshake, which makes it a great option to begin with. LinkedIn, on the other hand, gives you access to even more potential opportunities, and the Handshake seems to be a better option for university students looking for our first job. Some other options could be Canvas, whose old name is Jumpstart, and Indeed. I don't use these two platforms often, but if you are interested in, you could just sign up with your account and play with it. So after we know what kind of jobs is just right for us and how to find job openings, then we need to start the application, right? And the writing resume is a must to do thing. You cannot avoid it. It was painful for me before. I even didn't know how to write a good resume that could help me stand out among all the candidates. So I think this topic may maybe benefit you. Excuse me. So so what is the resume? It's just kind of a personal summary of your skills, knowledge, training, and experience. And remember that what you write in your resume should be relevant to the job openings that you want to apply. So these attributes are your qualifications for position. And it has several sections such as personal information, summary, education, work experience, skills, and awards. So for the first section, which is the personal information, your handle should include your contact information such as the name, address, professional email address, best phone for recruiter calls, and the URL for most relevant website. So for the last bullet point here, the URL for most relevant website, I want to say that so if you apply for openings in the industry, so probably LinkedIn I'll have a link to your LinkedIn, or I'll have a link to your GitHub page is good enough. But if you apply for some positions for in academia, then probably it's better to have your personal website with a list of your research, with a list of your publications, and also your reviews and the conference you attended. So you know that the space for resume is limited, but if you also include your personal website that could include everything you did before, that will be better to help the recruiters to know you well. And here is just an example of the personal information in your which should we write in our resume. And the second section is the professional summary. So it's just like 2 to 5 sentence personal introduction. It doesn't need to be long. And it also should describe your most relevant skills and training. The relevant means relevant to the job you apply. And it should also brief mention of your objectives, such as the type of position you are interested in. For example, you could say, I'm looking for job opportunities as a software engineer in high-tech companies. Or you could also say, I'm looking for some research opportunities in in the high-tech company, such as the research lab, something. Or you could also say the research opportunities or teaching opportunities in some school or college. And here are another 2 examples of how you could write a professional summary. We could say that, let me find if I could find the pointer. Okay, for the first example, it first describes it first describes the working experience, 9+ years of experience, and it also describes the sorry, the skills. And the last sentence describes what kind of the jobs he or she is looking for. And the second one is similarly, such as the skills and what kind of the job he or she is looking for. And the next section should be education. So for us, we are university students and as a new hire, right? So education is an important part for us, and it should it should contain most recent degree or current study listed first. And we also need to list the date of graduation. If you haven't graduated yet, so just list the expected date. And if you also have minors or some certificates, list them. And also list the graduation with the honors or high GPA. And also the full name of each educational institution. Here are another 2 examples. So in this example, the first one is a bachelor student. So he first lists the most recent one, which is the bachelor degree first with GPA and some activities. And then he listed the high school experience also with distinctions, such as the honors and also the activities. So for the second example, I think Abigail is also a bachelor student, so she just listed the most recent one as the bachelor degree. I don't think high school is a requirement you should list in your resume, but if you have some awesome awards or honors, then you just list it. It doesn't matter. And the next topic is the work experience. So for me, because I did internship before, and I also did as a teaching assistant and research assistant during my PhD study. So I have listed them here in this section, the work experience. But if you haven't done any working experience before, you could also choose. It's just an optional one. You could just leave it as blank. And for this work experience, you could list your previous job titles and the employees, and the beginning and end dates for each role, and also the geographic locations of each role, and a brief list of responsibilities depending on your format. So when I list it, I list my responsibilities. So here is the example. You could list what you are doing when you do this job. So in this example, I think he worked as a research assistant. So he used some past tense, right? And described what he was doing, such as perform data analysis, the issues, create insight, help identify business development. And this was, excuse me. And another important point I want to call out is that when we write our working experience, we need to use some action verbs. So just as what he did here, performed, analysis, acquired, helped, focus, provided. And here is a link that may, here is a link of the resource that may be useful for us. That is the action verbs by skills categories. You could use the action verbs listed here when you describe your responsibilities of your working experience. And the next section is the skills. Skills are important because sometimes the recruiters may just quickly go through with your resume, and at that time he or she may just see the skills that you listed on your resume, and to see whether they matches the job description, such as if the job requires the candidate familiar with Python or Java or machine learning techniques, then if they are also listed in your skills section, you will have higher probabilities to to be moving forward and in the next step. So make sure that the skills you listed here are also relevant to the job description. So it could also be a mix of both hard and soft skills. So sometimes that they prefer to have some candidates with communication skills or teamwork skills or maybe even time management skills. So if you have that kind of words in your skills, that could be better. And you could also add some major values, such as the certifications in your skills section. So here are 3 examples. So the first one just sorry, excuse me. So in the first example, I believe she listed her skills with some hard skills such as the Microsoft Office skills and other soft skills such as the presentation skills, relationship management, and even communication skills. So I believe that's because she is looking for some sales representative opportunities, and for that kind of the position, relationship management and communication skills are very important, and that's why she listed them here. And she also listed some other credentials such as the excuse me, such as the certification program. So if you think that is good for your applications, that could help you to stand out among all the candidates, just list them. And then for the second example, I believe he listed the languages. If you imagine that if the job requires the candidate to be familiar with one language, then that's just a benefit, right? If you already professional familiar with more than English. And the last example is just as what I mentioned, but she just split the technical skills, which are the hard skills and the soft skills. So that is good. I think the last one is a good format for the skills section. So the last section should be the awards. So it just highlights the areas of your awards in your previous roles or outside of work. And you should list the most impact. You should first list with the most impactful one. So for example, she listed 2 honors here. One is the operational excellence Amazon, and the other one is the 3rd prize for ACM Hackathon. I believe the order of these 2 honors. One reason is that the Amazon one is the most recent one, and the second one could be she thinks the first one is more impactful. So that's why she gave this 2 in this order. So there is another optional section. It depends on the empty space you have after both sections. So if you still have empty space, then you could list some volunteer experience or activities. So just highlight the volunteer experience and the major activities outside of work and any leadership teamwork roles. Remember that there is one example. He listed his football team leadership role in his education section. So my personal suggestion is that for this kind of the activities, do not list them under the education section, but list them here in the volunteer experience and activity section. And also, you need to make sure that your activities are meaningful and relevant, and do not use acronyms. It's not guaranteed that the recruiter know what the acronyms means, right? So remember to use the full name instead of the acronyms. And here are some examples of the volunteer and the activities. Some tips that I want to give you is the formatting tips. Formatting actually is a very important one. So before the recruiter read your resume, she or he first notice the formatting of your resume, right? If it's too messy or if it's not consistent, it makes the recruiter feel that the candidate is not professional, and he or she may not want to read it more carefully. So it's very important to use the consistent format in your resume, such as use one font and the same size throughout the document. Assume you have 3 sections, and then the font and the size of these 3 section names should be the same. And the font and the size of these 3 section bodies should also be the same. Also, you need to highlight keywords. As I mentioned, keywords will help the recruiters to pick you out and think you may be matched to the openings. And the keywords should always be relevant to the job description. Also be consistent with the tabs, dates, and other formatting features. Also, another general rule is that keep the length to 1 page. So if we are senior employees with a lot of working experience, then we could keep the length to more than 1 page. Or if we want to apply for academia positions, I recall that we have PhD student as my audience today. I'm not sure if you want to apply for academia positions or not, but if you want, and at that time you have a lot of publications and research experiences, then keep it to multiple pages. That's okay. Otherwise, for other cases, try to keep it to only 1 page. I believe that the recruiters would not spend a long time to read your resume. They need to read tons of resumes every day. And what you should do is to make your resume simple and readable. Use highlighted keywords to catch their attention. There are also some common mistakes. So do not use parallelism. Keeping bullets and statements in the same format, and use the same tense such as past, present, future for each sentence's starting verb. And if you put a period on the one bullet, put them on all. And it's also not good if you don't show your value in your resume. What is the excuse me. So if the resume, if after reading your resume, the reader still don't know what is the contribution of your working experience, what is the contribution of you when you did this job, or what your contribution of your action, then it's not good. It couldn't help you to stand out. And also remember that if you submit your resume, try to submit them as PDF, not Word, because after you submit your resume, upload them to the bottle, sometimes the bottle may transfer it, so it may analysis it, and probably it could be messed up after you uploaded it. So it's better to keep them as PDF, as it cannot be changed after you uploaded it. And okay, here it is. And here are some highlights points. As I mentioned, you should make it easily to read, and use appropriate keywords that are relevant to the job description. And another thing that I want to call is that do not include any tables or grammar errors. And I believe that UMass Boston also provides career services. They always host the resume workshop, and they can help us to check the formats and the grammar. So take the opportunities. At least the website here, you could go to here to for more to look for more details. So the next section I want to see is the connection. The connections could be your family or friends. They know you, they know your interests and abilities, and they may have contacts in the community. So since this talk is for us WINS students, I know that we also have some gentlemen as audience, but I still want to introduce these two great conference opportunities, and I encourage you to apply to join them. So the first one is the Grace Hopper and a Grace Hopper celebration, and another one is the CRAWP grad cohort workshops for women. The Grace Hopper celebration is the world's largest gathering of women in computing. It consists of a combination of technical sessions and career sessions, and also includes postal session, career file, awards ceremony, and more. It also provides scholarship for students. So if you have interest, go to apply the scholarship. Once you get it, you will be sponsored with registration fee, airfare, and hotel accommodations. The second one is also a combination of sessions for women. It's just smaller than the first one in terms of the number of the sessions and the number of the attendings. So I believe there are also other opportunities that I don't know, but if you have the chances to attend this kind of the conference or workshop, try to reach out to people. And take me as example, when I was a student and look for the job opportunities, I almost attended all the workshops that I could attend, such as this GRC and CRAW, and also the resume workshops, which were hosted by some technical companies, such as Google and Microsoft. And I also attended the company's open day, such as Amazon Open Day. So talk to people to see if there are any opportunities for you. And even there is no opportunities there, it doesn't hurt to make new connections with new people, right? So just making connections and the networking connections. So the last topic that I want to discuss is the interviews. But it's a huge topic, and I don't think we have enough time for it today. But what I wanted to say is just one word: preparation. You never know when you have the interview opportunities, but when you have it, try your best to catch it. Well, you may also wanted to know whether you should start to apply to openings when you think you are ready, right? My answer is no. You will never fully prepared. If you are a computer science student, the number of the coding problems you wanted to practice could be endless. So go to apply for the openings if you want to find a job next year, and at the same time, prepare for it. So here is the conclusion. You can take it as the small tips that I want to give you today. The first one is the networking. As I mentioned, attend workshops and activities, reach out to people and find more opportunities. The second one is the preparation. The preparation includes doing learning, includes learning the company culture of the job you apply. Also includes learning the job description, what you will do if you are hired for this position, and excuse me. It also includes the writing your resumes, write a good resume. It has to be a good one, right? And practice for the interviews, etc., etc. So, well, it also includes that doing great at your schoolwork. It means you have solid knowledge of the work you are going to do. And the last one is the perseverance. Never give up. Looking for the first job is hard for almost everyone. And sometimes we may feel depressed if we are rejected after the interviews, or even worse, we don't receive any interview in months. I still remember that the rejection letter I received when I applied for my internship. Thank you for applying for blah, blah, blah. We appreciate your interest in this company. We receive a number of impressive applications for it, and after review your applications, we are sorry, but we will not be moving forward with you anymore. So that's kind of the rejection letters I received before. But keep practicing and learning. We finally will perform better and better in the interviews, and the offer is just there waiting for us. So that's all about my that's all about my presentations. I have also listed my emails here. If you want to reach out and if you have other questions about your schoolwork or about the job huntings in the future, please feel free to reach out to me. And thank you. Thank Professor Ding, Olga, and Hefei for inviting me and organizing the event.
Thank you so much. I think it was really interesting and valuable presentation. So if anyone has any questions, please unmute yourself and feel free to ask questions. Okay.
In which year a PhD student can apply for an internship? It's a good question. So first, it depends both you and your advisor. You should make the plan with your advisor. So your advisor may have some requirements for you to graduate, right? He or she must want you to have some publications, and if excuse me. So sometimes he or she, your advisor may also wants you to do research with them during the summer. So at that time, probably you need to tell your advisor your plan. So do you want to do the research during the summer, or do you want to apply for the internship? So for me, I started to apply my internship since my third year, because at that time I have enough publications. So at time I already could graduate, but I just want to have more opportunities to and look for the internship. So that's my case. Can there also be internships not just in the summer but in the fall and spring? That's a good question, but I have talked with with some professors in computer science department before. At least I know, as far as I know, for PhD students, it doesn't seem that we could take the internships during fall or spring. But I'm not 100% sure about the master student and undergraduate student. Perhaps you want to talk with your department, with your program director to see if it is possible or not.
Yeah, so I can add on top of that. So typically, like top companies, they allow you to do an internship during fall, summer, winter. But again, it depends on the department, especially if you're international students, there are issues with visa and agreement to work. But if not, sure.
Yeah, if you are an international student, you need to use CPT or pre-OPT to work for your internship. And for that kind of the, I could say it's visa, it's kind of the employment qualification, such as that. And you must you must get approval of your program director. So that's why I said that it's better to communicate with your program director to see if they allow you to do like that.
Yeah, can I add something as well? I would say it definitely can be, I mean, the possibility is there, but it might not be encouraged as a PhD student to do that during the semesters instead of summer. And again, a lot of communication needs to be done between you, advisor, and the program director as well.
Yeah, I noticed that, Chris, you are an undergraduate student, right? In your junior year. So I know that for some schools, such as NU, they have some program. Oh, I can't remember the name. Co-op program.
Yeah, co-op.
Yeah, co-op program. So that allows their students to do internships during maybe fall or spring semester. But to be honest, I'm not sure if we can do that for our undergraduate student.
No, unfortunately, UMass Boston does not have co-ops.
Yeah, we are not very familiar with the policy with undergraduate students, but I would say definitely try to be active to communicate with the department or those relative persons to see the possibility. There might be, just we are not familiar with that probably, or we will not know that had experience with that, but definitely be proactive to approach those decision people to know about that.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. What are your day-to-day responsibilities at work, and what is the most rewarding aspect? Again, whatever you can share with us, and of course you're not allowed to share all of the things, but
yeah, I think I already touched a little bit about them during my presentations, but of course I could talk about it here. So as I mentioned, so our team is just to monitor the social platform and detect anomalies from the customers' feedback from for the Windows servicing release. So the anomaly could be some real issues related, about your Windows product after you update the Windows latest Windows version, or update you install some patches, right? So every Tuesday is our second Tuesday every month is our patch Tuesday. We just deliver the patches to all of the Windows, and if you have some issues after that, so that could be related to Windows update, and that could be not. So our responsibility is just to find the real issues related to the Windows updates, and then communicate with our engineer team, and they will see if this is a known issue or not. If this is not a known issue, they will take some actions to improve our products and help us customers. So the rewarding aspect. So I think that the work that I'm doing now, I enjoy doing it. That's the first, and I love the people in my team. So that's about the working environment, right? I also could learn new things in my work, and also I am satisfied with my salary.
why did you choose industry rather than academia?
To be honest, I don't enjoy teaching, so that's why I don't choose the academia. I don't have passion at teaching. And if I choose the jobs to work in the academia, teaching cannot be avoided, right?
Okay.
But that's it just for me.
I have a quick question, so maybe you can share with us. So
Sure.
in regarding the networking opportunities, another aspect, right, so one aspect you shared with us is that you can learn more about what people do and like what is and if you're going to be a good fit. The other aspect is that if you are going to be a good fit for the position and you know someone from the company very well, he can help you to set up an interview, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, can
But,
you share this?
but it's a little bit, so I didn't talk about it because after I joined Microsoft, I knew that the referral, at least for Microsoft, for university hire, is not that useful than as I expected. So it's kind of some fair policy. It's just not so as Microsoft, it just want to provide the same the same opportunities for all university students. It doesn't want to, such as the one student know our VP, know our CEO, and he or she is just provided with the opportunities as a full-time. So it's not what we want. So I think at least for Microsoft, the referral is not that useful. But I think probably for other companies, it's maybe useful. It's just like you could get a referral if you know someone in that company and they know your abilities and you know what you are good at, and if they give you a referral, that could help you to stand out among all the candidates. So I noticed that are there any internal opportunities in my team? Unfortunately, no. There isn't any internal opportunities in my team for next summer.
But please, like there was a link to the portal that I'm pretty sure there are a lot of intern opportunities are there. And so as far as I know, typically it can be just like an opening for a sort of position, and then you got spread around multiple teams, right?
That's true. It's kind of the general hire first, and then so the teams and then they will be distributed to the specific team.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions.
Yeah, thank you everyone for attending. And if there is no more questions, we can finish our meeting on that. Okay, please join everyone in thanking our presenter today. Again, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your knowledge.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for organizing it, and thank you for your time to hear my presentation.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.